I married Alpha Evan out of gratitude. For 3 years I guarded his pack. Yet Evan never loved me. He marked my sister before the whole pack. Everyone thought my sister was the pureblood Luna. Evan blamed me for being infertile.
You're a freak.
Everyone mocked the golden-eyed freak, never knowing I was the true Luna heir. When the truth comes out, they will be shocked. 3 years since I married Alpha Evan, Alpha Joseph's son. Alpha Joseph died shortly after I married Alpha Evan, and I kept my promise. As long as I remain within his territory, my Luna power automatically forms a protective barrier, warding off all invading rogue werewolves. I love Evan with all my heart and have given everything for him. Yet I have never managed to melt his cold heart. His heart has always belonged to my younger sister, Selena. Even after Selena abandoned him cruelly long ago, he still clings to memories of her. For 3 years, I wrapped the entire pack in my Luna barrier, blocking every wave of rogue attacks. I loved him silently, yielded to him every night, and waited patiently for his mark. One day, after our intimacy, I cling to a faint hope. Evan, I've stayed by your side for 3 years. Won't you give me the mate mark I've always longed for?
3 years and you still can't conceive an heir. You're nothing but a freak with golden eyes. How dare you even beg for my mark?
A useless freak? Who do you think has been shielding your pack in silence all these years?
Shield my pack, don't make me laugh. Your wolf power isn't even half as strong as Selena's. A cursed golden-eyed outpiece like you could never hold a candle to her. Stop deluding yourself.
Evan leaves without looking back. He saw me as nothing more than a worthless golden-eyed freak, unworthy of his mark, unworthy of a place by his side. He assumed I was weak and docile, too dependent on this pack to ever leave. But his cold indifference killed every last bit of affection in my heart. Luna, Alpha Evan has instructed you to get ready. You are to attend the marking banquet at the main mansion tonight. Here is the banquet gown prepared for you. A glimmer of fragile hope stirred in my heart. Perhaps he had only spoken harshly earlier, intending to give me a surprise, to finally acknowledge me and bestow his mark upon me. When I stepped into the main hall, champagne roses bloomed everywhere, and a huge banner reading "Welcome Pack" hung on the wall. Then I saw him, my husband, my mate, my Alpha, holding someone else in his arm. My sister, Selena.
Let me make an announcement to everyone here. Today, I will place my exclusive mark upon my one and only mate, Selena.
My heart didn't just break. It plunged to a frozen abyss, shattering into a million jagged shards of ice. If he is marking her, if he is claiming my sister in front of the world, then what am I? The second the words left his lips, I froze on the spot. The roses blooming all through the hall were the very romance I'd never dared to dream of. The grand welcome pack banner hanging overhead mocked every foolish hope I'd clung to only moments before. Evan led Selena forward to a stop. Her gown was cut in the exact same style as mine, yet hers was encrusted with diamonds, far more lavish by comparison. Evan had humiliated me on purpose, dressing me in an identical design but of far poorer quality. Selena put on a soft, gentle front and spoke to me in fake sweetness. Dear sister, thank you for coming all this way to witness my marking ceremony. I kept my eyes locked on Evan, my voice shaking with held-back emotion. Why her? I've sacrificed so much for you. I stayed loyal by your side for 3 whole years.
What good are all your sacrifices? Those eerie eyes of yours repel me, and you can't even bear heirs for the pack. You were never half as good as Selena, not then, not now.
Evan lifted his hand, brushing it lightly along Selena's neck, then bowed his head to leave his claiming mark on her slowly and tenderly. When the mark was fully set, he slowly raised his eyes, scanning the bustling crowd before his gaze locked firmly on mine. Cheers and applause burst out across the hall at once, loud blessings ringing through the air. Yet every sound sliced right through my heart like a sharp knife. One of the pack elders stepped up onto the dais. He swept his gaze over the crowd, his tone grave and enigmatic.
As many of you know, our pack has long kept a secret. Among us lives a she-wolf who carries the rare pure-blood Luna lineage. The question we all wonder is this: who could she be?
The pack members broke into quiet murmurs, all guessing who the she-wolf with hidden pure-blood Luna lineage might be. Amid the buzzing whispers, Charlotte, Evan's mother, and the pack's reigning Luna rose slowly from her grand ornate throne atop the dais, carrying herself with unbridled arrogance and authority.
There's no need for pointless speculation. It can only be Selena. She boasts exceptional wolf talent and immense innate power. I have always known she is the fated one. I never thought Joseph would act recklessly and force Evan into a marriage with Isabella.
A smug smile tugged at Selena's lips. She gave a slight, polite bow.
Thank you for your kind praise and recognition, Luna Charlotte.
I stepped forward before I could stop myself, holding her gaze straight. What gives you such certainty that it must be Selena? Charlotte let out a mocking laugh, as if I'd told the most absurd joke imaginable. She raked her eyes over me coldly, full of contempt.
Could it possibly be you? A freak with unnatural golden eyes, good for nothing. Do you truly think you are worthy of possessing the noble pure-blood Luna lineage? Stop indulging in foolish fantasies.
The second her words fell, the whole hall erupted in mocking laughter, thick with scorn and disdain. I turned to Evan, clinging to a faint hope that he would stand up for me, that he would grant me even the smallest bit of fairness. But Evan made no move to defend me at all. His expression turned icy instead, his voice laced with revulsion.
You would do best to leave the ceremony of your own accord. Staying here will only bring you further shame and make a public fool of yourself. If you refuse to go, you may tend to the guests in the kitchen and keep to yourself quietly.
Evan's cold, dismissive words cut straight through me, sharp and biting to the bone. Every eye in the room lingered only on Selena, bright with anticipation. It was as if everyone already took it for granted, that her so-called Luna divine power would lead Evan's pack to new prosperity. I'd borne endless humiliation for far too long, endured endless scorn and mockery from those around me. All the grief and resentment I'd kept locked inside finally spilled over.
The true bearer of the pure-blood Luna Tinergy is not Selena. It has always been me.
The hall burst into mocking laughter once again. Charlotte doubled over, clutching her stomach, mocking me without restraint. Evan and Selena shared a disdainful smirk, dismissing my words as ridiculous ravings.
Have you lost your senses? How dare a golden-eyed freak like you claim the pure-blood Luna lineage for yourself?
Evan's brows drew tight, his tone sharp and unforgiving.
Isabella, are you spouting nonsense out of jealousy now that I've marked Selena? Stop making a fool of yourself.
No one in the room believed a word I said. Their jeers pricked my heart like 1,000 needles. Staring at their hypocritical, ugly faces, I only felt cold amusement and chose not to explain myself any further. When I fell quiet, the crowd quickly lost interest in me, turning their full attention back to Selena. Evan slipped an arm around her waist, his fingers brushing lightly over the fresh mark on her neck.
From this day forward, Selena's Luna divine power will shield our pack and keep us safe and at peace.
When she saw I still hadn't moved an inch, the smug look on Selena's face faded a little, replaced by impatience and haughty condescension in her tone. Dear sister, if you know what's best for yourself, gather your things and leave for home at once. Father is waiting for you there. Don't linger here and ruin everyone's celebration. I stood perfectly still, my expression unchanging, merely staring back at her with quiet indifference.
I am keeping my oath to Alpha Joseph by remaining here to watch over Evan's pack. I will not leave until my 3-year vow is fulfilled.
The smile on Selena's face froze instantly, then twisted into a cold, calculating smirk. She stepped half a step nearer and lowered her voice, letting only me hear her words. A vow? Sister, you're far too naive. Evan's pack has never needed your protection, nor will it ever accept a golden-eyed freak like you. Today, I'll make sure you're driven out of this place for good. The moment she finished speaking, she lurched backward suddenly, her legs giving way as she crumpled heavily to the floor. She pressed her hands to the corners of her eyes and raised her voice sharply, letting it ring out across the entire hall.
Sister, I know you're jealous of me, but you have no right to push me like this.
I hadn't shifted a single step from where I stood. The cheering in the hall died away in an instant. Every pair of eyes fixed on us both, filled with disdain, accusation, and the cold dislachment of onlookers ready to watch a spectacle unfold. Evan rushed over at once, lifting Selena gently into his arms and holding her close in a protective embrace. He shot me an icy glare, rage blazing in his eyes.
Isabella, you've crossed every line! From this day on, I formally disavow you and cast you out of the pack. You are forbidden from ever stepping foot on our territory for the rest of your life!
I stayed rooted to the spot as Evan glared at me like he could kill with his eyes, the air between us turning icy cold. I didn't hurt Selena. She fell on her own. Evan leaned down to stroke Selena's back gently, then looked up again, his rage so intense it felt like it could burn me to the ground.
Do you really think I'd believe the lies of a golden-eyed freak like you? Selena just got my mark, and she's still weak. How dare you touch her?
Charlotte stepped up beside Evan, her eyes dripping with even more disdain, her voice sharp enough to cut.
Isabella, you still won't admit what you did. Your excuses only make you more disgusting. A filthy creature like you belong locked up in the dungeon.
Evan pulled Selena behind him, unleashing his overwhelming alpha aura in a heartbeat. Icy pressure washing over the entire hall. He started the formal mate rejection right there in front of everyone. No trace of regret in his eyes, only pure coldness and contempt.
I, Evan, reject you as my mate.
I lifted my eyes to meet his gaze, my voice as calm as a frozen lake. I accept your rejection. The mate bond snapped suddenly, a searing, tearing pain shooting through every part of my body. The agony of the bond breaking hit first, and then tears slipped silently down my cheeks. The mate bond that had held us together for 3 years was breaking apart, fading little by little, each piece throbbing with a dull ache. But none of that pain came close to the cold emptiness in my chest. I curled my fingers tight, nails digging deep into my palms, forcing myself to bear the searing agony.
You can't bear heirs. The worst shame an alpha could ever face. Selena's nothing like you. She carries the pure-blood Luna lineage, and only she's worthy of standing by my side, bearing my strongest pups, and leading the pack to greater glory.
Selena leaned comfortably in Evan's arms, her eyes glinting with a taunting edge, as she stared at my disheveled state. Sister, why are you still standing here? If I were you, I'd hurry up and pack my things to leave. Don't linger here being a bother. Watching them throw jabs back and forth, their contempt plain as day, my mind wandered back to a memory from long ago, of being rescued. Out on the frozen plains, caught in wind and snow, I lay wounded and gave me a second chance. It was Joseph. He told me I carried an extremely rare, pure-blood Luna lineage. Later, on his deathbed, he held my hand tight, his gaze earnest, as he begged me to protect Evan and his pack with everything I had. Joseph, look at what's become of us. For 3 years, I've guarded your pack faithfully, warding off rogue attacks this entire time. I've even quietly nourished the pack lands with my Luna energy, making them stronger and more thriving with each passing day. Yet now, your own son chases me away. I've seen his true colors clearly. He's never been worth my protection. In that moment, the last bit of gratitude I'd felt for Joseph vanished completely. I'd kept my promise, and my debt was paid in full. Evan, after these 3 years, I owe you nothing. And I owe your pack nothing either. I only hope you never come to regret this day. Evan let out a scoff of disbelief, looking away from me in disgust, his tone agate and dismissal.
Regret? Cutting loose a burden like you is the smartest thing I've ever done. Now get out of my sight. Now.
The mate bond shattered entirely, not a single thread of connection left between us. Just then, Evan's brows frenzied sharply, his alpha aura tensing up in an instant. Many pack members looked up too, their expressions on edge. A faint yet thick rustling sound drifted from the edge of the manor, low and menacing. It was the sound of rogues closing in, hundreds of miles away and closing fast. Little did they know, with me rejected and cast out, my all-encompassing Luna protection barrier had vanished completely. The feral rogues I'd held back, kept at bay for 3 long years, were now charging straight for their borders in droves. And now that I'm gone, how will a weak alpha, paired with a fake mate who has no true Luna power at all, defend this pack against thousands of bloodthirsty rogues?
Get to the pack perimeter now and check out that noise. Waste any time, and you'll pay with your lives.
Yes, sir.
You're scared, Evan. This is what happens when you reject me. The rogues are closing in.
Spare me your empty threats and delusional garbage. I formally banished you. Know your place and leave. My pack hasn't seen a rogue in years. Do you really think you can curse us? You're just spouting nonsense out of spite for being cast aside, trying to stir up trouble.
Exactly. Isabella, you can't stand being thrown out, so you want to curse our pack? I see your true colors now. You're cruel to the core. If the rogues really come, you'll be the first one they grab. Let's see who's there to protect you then.
Watching their hypocritical, colliding faces, I felt nothing but cold amusement. There was no point in wasting another word on them. I'd kept my promise, settled all scores. No reason to linger in this repulsive place any longer, putting up with their endless mockery and disdain. But the second I took a step to leave, Charlotte rushed over and cut me off.
Hold it right there. You're not going anywhere. Isabella, Evans formally marked Selena, and the pack's true Luna is now in her rightful place. It's time you hand over that emblem. This sacred treasure, a symbol of the pack's glory, has no business resting on a freak like you.
Exactly. Such a precious relic can't be tainted by someone unworthy. It belongs to me, the one who carries the pure blood Luna lineage. Lady Luna Charlotte, I can feel the power in this emblem calling to me. Could it be, is the hidden pure blood Luna lineage inside me finally waking up? Do you really believe that's what's happening, Selena?
It has to be true. Only a noble, pure silver-eyed werewolf is worthy of wearing this emblem. Not like some outscat who's clung to a sacred relic for years, can't even bear an heir, and wastes its power for nothing.
It burns! Only those with true Luna blood can bear this emblem. A fake like you will never be worthy of it.
I married Alpha Evan.